Life is full of challenges. Every day we encounter situations that test our resolve and push us to our limits. We all face moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. These moments can feel overwhelming, making us question our path and our purpose. It's during these times that faith becomes our anchor. Faith provides us with the strength to hold on, even when the waves of life seem insurmountable. I remember a time in my own life when I faced a difficult decision. The weight of the choice before me felt like a heavy burden on my shoulders. Fear threatened to paralyze me. The fear of making the wrong decision, of stepping into the unknown, was almost too much to bear. Yet, deep down, I felt a quiet whisper urging me forward, assuring me that I wasn't alone. This whisper was a gentle reminder that there was a greater plan at work. It was the whisper of faith, a faith that told me to trust, to believe that everything would work out as it should. Taking that first step, trusting in something beyond myself, was the hardest part. It required me to let go of my fears and doubts and to embrace the unknown. But once I did, I felt an incredible sense of peace, a peace that came from knowing I was not alone, that I was supported by a higher power. I knew, no matter the outcome, I was held by something bigger than myself. This realization gave me the courage to move forward with confidence. That experience taught me a powerful lesson. It showed me that faith is not just a passive belief, but an active force in our lives. Faith isn't just about believing. It's about taking action based on that belief, even when the path ahead is unclear. It's about acting on that belief, even when it's hard. It's about showing kindness, offering help, and being a light in someone else's darkness. It's about taking that first step into the unknown, trusting that God will light the path. And in doing so, we find the strength to face whatever comes our way. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 tells us that faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Faith is an active trust in God and His promises. It's not passive. It's about aligning our actions with our beliefs. When we have faith, we act as if God's promises are already true, even if we can't see the evidence yet. This active faith is what pleases God. It allows Him to work in and through our lives. Faith is about choosing hope over fear, trust over doubt. It's about taking that courageous step forward, even when we can't see the whole staircase. When we face challenges, it's crucial to turn to God. 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14 reminds us, "If my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land." This verse emphasizes the power of prayer, humility, and repentance. When we acknowledge our need for God and seek His guidance, He promises to hear us, forgive us, and heal us. This healing might not always look the way we expect. It might not be immediate or obvious. But we can trust that God is working in ways we may not always see. Throughout the Bible, we find countless examples of people who overcame immense challenges through faith. There's David, a young shepherd who faced the giant Goliath, armed with nothing but a slingshot and unwavering faith in God. There's Esther, a young woman who risked her life to save her people, her faith giving her the courage to approach the king. And of course, there's Jesus Himself, who faced the ultimate challenge on the cross, His faith never wavering. But faith isn't just confined to the pages of the Bible. In our modern world, we see countless examples of ordinary people achieving extraordinary things through faith. People fighting illnesses, overcoming adversity, and making a difference in the world, all fueled by an unshakable belief in something bigger than themselves. One of the most important things to remember about faith is that it often requires us to take that first step. This step can be daunting, filled with uncertainty and fear, but it is also the most crucial. It signifies our willingness to trust in something greater than ourselves. We must be willing to step out of our comfort zones and into the unknown, trusting that God will meet us there. This act of stepping out is not just a physical movement but a spiritual one, where we surrender our control and place our faith in God's hands. Remember the story of Peter walking on water? It's a powerful illustration of faith in action. When Jesus called him out of the boat, Peter didn't hesitate. He trusted Jesus completely and took that bold step. He stepped out onto the water, his eyes fixed on Jesus. This unwavering focus on Jesus allowed him to do the impossible. It was only when Peter took his eyes off Jesus, focusing on the wind and waves, that he began to sink. The moment he allowed fear and doubt to creep in, his faith wavered. The same is true for us. In our own lives, we face countless challenges and obstacles that test our faith. When we keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, trusting in His promises, we can walk through any storm. His strength becomes our strength, and His peace becomes our peace. But when we focus on our fears and doubts, we lose our footing. Our faith falters, and we begin to sink under the weight of our worries. It is in these moments that we must remember to refocus on Jesus, to trust in His unwavering love and guidance. Psalm 126, verse 5 tells us, "Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy." This verse reminds us that even when life is hard, even when we're facing challenges and setbacks, we must continue to sow seeds of faith. We must continue to pray, to trust, to act on what we believe, even when we don't see immediate results. Just like a farmer who plants a seed and patiently waits for it to grow, we too must be patient and persistent in our faith. We may not see the fruits of our labor immediately, but we can trust that in God's perfect timing, we will reap a harvest. Faith is not a magic wand that makes all our problems disappear. It doesn't instantly solve our issues or remove the obstacles in our path. It doesn't exempt us from pain, suffering, or hardship. Life's challenges still come our way, and we still face moments of doubt and despair. But it does give us the strength to endure. It provides us with the resilience to keep moving forward, even when the road is tough and the journey seems endless. It gives us hope when all seems lost. In the darkest of times, faith lights a path, guiding us through the shadows and towards a brighter future. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. We have a community, a support system, and a higher power that walks with us. As Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31 reminds us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength." This verse is a powerful reminder of the promise that faith holds. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will rise above their troubles and find new perspectives. They will run and not grow weary. They will find the endurance to keep going, no matter how long the race. They will walk and not be faint. They will have the stamina to continue their journey, step by step, with unwavering faith. When we put our faith in God, we tap into a source of strength that is greater than ourselves. This divine strength lifts us up and carries us through the toughest times. This strength enables us to face our challenges with courage, to confront our fears head-on, and to persevere through adversity. Knowing that no matter what comes our way, God is with us every step of the way. His presence is a constant source of comfort and assurance, guiding us through life's journey. One of the greatest gifts of faith is that it gives us a sense of purpose. When we believe in God and His plan for our lives, we understand that our lives have meaning and value. We are not just random beings floating through space. We are God's children, created with a unique purpose. Just as a potter molds clay into a beautiful vessel, God has a plan and purpose for each of us. And just like the clay surrenders to the potter's hands, we must surrender our lives to God, trusting that He will shape us into the people He created us to be. Sometimes it can be hard to trust God's plan, especially when we're going through difficult times. We may question why certain things are happening, wondering if God has forgotten about us. But we must remember that God's ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts higher than our thoughts. We may not always understand what God is doing, but we can trust that He is working all things together for our good, even when we can't see it. Just like a tapestry, our lives may look messy and confusing up close. But from God's perspective, He sees the bigger picture. He sees the beautiful design He is weaving. Friends, I encourage you to embrace faith as the key to overcoming life's challenges. Take that first step, even if you can't see the whole staircase. Sow seeds of faith, even when you can't see the harvest. Remember, you are not alone. God is with you every step of the way, ready to guide you, strengthen you, and help you overcome any obstacle. So step out in faith and watch God do amazing things in your life.